Why do you degrade metaphysics? Are you really neutral and open to all information? Okay, well, metaphysics. Metaphysics is essentially loosely defined as beyond the physical, if I remember correctly. In other words, those that use that term come in the context of psychics or telekinesis and moving things with your mind and bending spoons. And the bottom line is, regardless of what people say, regardless of the weird history, I've seen absolutely no evidence to support any of this. There's a great deal of fraud that begins, and the fraud isn't recognized, and it starts to carry through history and morphs, and it starts to seem like reality. There was one metaphysical notion that I used to entertain because I thought it was great poetry, and it took me a while to research it, and I realized it was nonsense. It's called the 100th monkey syndrome. And it was this bad science that was generated where they said all these monkeys, one place, were given this information about how to do something to feed themselves, and then many miles away, some monkeys magically learned the exact same thing, and therefore there was some kind of conscious transfer. There might be some type of signal relationship to human awareness. I have no idea, but that was actually based on terrible science. It was actually done as a parable about the positive things by a man named Ken Kais. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff like that out there. The real question is, the real point is that knowledge has a shelf life. And if I lived 5,000, 6,000 years ago, I would likely have large metaphysical beliefs. I believe in God because I wouldn't have any information to tell me why things occurred. If it rained and my family was killed, I would look for meaning for that, and I'd probably find, you know, I'd invent reasons, and that's basically what metaphysics kind of is an irrational form of invention or a projection of an assumption that has no basis. So the issue is what actually has feedback from the environment. If I stumble upon somebody who can move things with their mind, then I will stand corrected. But until I see that, I really can't support such notions. You have to go where the feedback is, where the ideas become supported. And unfortunately, metaphysicians, or whatever you want to call them, they're usually very poetic, and they very much mean well. And again, I used to share a lot of those beliefs many years ago, and I've grown out of those. And there's always going to be things that we don't understand. So I definitely understand that. But when I use the term, I'm talking about specific ideas of nature and human participation and thought and physical reality. And metaphysics has been proven in the sense of things being beyond the physical to not have a legitimate basis up to this point.